Welcome back to GEISELSBERG for episode 10 with me, MrSealyp. It's 12 minutes past 4 and we have had money rolling into the bank account. This I knew would happen. Once we get a few of the jobs done, do a few contracts, the money starts coming in. The first few contracts were for commodities and things like that. We have got some pig food coming from the rye bale contract, which is absolutely fantastic. But we have just been paid for the barley for Gibson's Bakery. We have been paid, well, we got the money from doing the contracts for Jeremy, and I've just had a very interesting phone call with Jeremy regarding the fields, but we'll worry about that another time. What else did we get paid for? I'm trying to think. We got paid for that. Oh, we got refunded for the upgrade to the fence. So we're up to 214,000, which is absolutely brilliant. Now I'm going to lease a piece of equipment because I've got some work to do. So we'll do it in through the tablet. I think it's probably easier, isn't it, than going into the store. We are going to. I don't use these very often because I often use the milling machine with a trailer. But because it's available and we are in class country, I'm going to go for a Cargos. I'm never quite sure. We're going to lease one of these. It's over £7,000, but 53,000 litres because we need to clear all the straw off the fields, and then I need to make hay. So we're doing a bit of forage work. Oh, it looks nice, isn't it? So I'm going to start up on the top fields up here, get all the straw off. So this episode, I think, can I adjust that? I thought I could. Up a bit, up. So the back wheel's on the ground. That's a bit better. I'm not worrying about subscriber contracts on this one, and this may be a slightly shorter episode because these are the jobs that I want to get done. It's getting on for, the sun's starting to dip, and I've got to re-prep fields. I need to plant. I'm not even too sure what crops I'm going to plant at the moment, but I do need to get all this stuff off the fields, and I do need to make some hay. And the beauty about all the class equipment, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's loads and loads of stuff available. But when all the class equipment kind of came online, when the new dealership became available, it's forage and grass work equipment predominantly that we got, and it's perfect for doing all of this. So what we're going to do is use it to its full advantage. That's our local dealer. We've got a friend in Stephen and in Jeremy. Let's get some lights on so we can see what we're doing. Turn that on, drop that down. So yeah, I'm going to get way more than 53,000 litres, that's obvious. I'm going to be backwards and forwards. This is all going to go into the hayloft down at the farm. I also need to make sure I exercise the horses before midnight, which absolutely I will do. What else do I need to make sure? Oh yeah, we've been tipped off. I was saying about getting a front loader for the fence for doing work down at the farm. We've been given a tip off of an old piece of equipment which will be new to us locally, that we should be able to buy and go and pick up. And the beauty of this piece of equipment is it's cheap as chips. So hopefully we'll be doing that, but that might not be till the morning now. I'm just trying to work out time wise. Like I say, I don't even know if I'll get all these seeded. That they may have to be done in the morning because I've got quite a lot to do, and once it starts to get dark, my equipment will need to go back. It needs maintenance, it needs jet washing. It's absolutely filthy. I think I might just go around all of them, actually. Go around the outside first and then come back around. It's nice because on the previous version, I think we had the Stroutman, I think we've got it as a mod again on this one, was 50,000 litres. That was the largest you could go. And then with the snowblower, which now we've got the milling machine, you can use any trailer you like with that to pick stuff up off the floor. Loading wagons are fantastic, and this is exactly what they're designed for. And having larger ones now, 53,000 litres, 56,000 litres, does make life so much easier. They're not cheap to lease, they're not cheap to buy, but they're going to do us a job. So as you can imagine, I've got a lot to do. I'll probably see you down at the farm when I've got a full load, when I unload the first load into the hayloft. And I already do need to sort out putting bedding in for the horses, and I really do need to sort out hay for them. So I'm hoping to get some hay work done before it gets too dark as well. Problem is you can't hire a worker to do this, so I don't think you can. I never have done before. I know this would be filling up a lot quicker if I was doing it on field 1 and 2, because obviously we had the Lexian, and that's got a much wider header than our Dominator. But I want to just do some farm work, not worry in my head too much about contracts and who I'm doing what for and who's paying me what and where it's going. Just need to get some work done, so let's go. It struck me that what I should probably do as well is top up the pigs bedding, because we had straw delivered initially, but I'm almost out, so it makes sense since we're right here to get some in. Oh, hang on, I think I've hit the wall. Really don't want to be doing that. That's better. Still not. Straighten up. There we go. I think that might be all I'm going to get in there. It takes up a lot of room. Right, go and fill it back up again to 53. We may have to buy this, simply because I'm going to cause so much damage to it, or at least it seems to be at the moment. They're not going to want it back. Whoa. You know, I'm thinking what I might need to do is switch this up. I might need to do the hay first, because I need the horses need it. And then I'll have to do the field prep in the morning, I think, because the light's going really quickly. I don't want to dump it in here. That's the wrong place. I want to put it in too close. That's better. We want to go in here. Tell me what though, this is tight. Hang on, I had it then. There. So if we now check, we should, in our storage, okay, where did that all just go? That's in. I would say it's interesting. That's kind of worrying. Silos. We're not showing us anything on straw. So where did I just tip that? Oh, okay. Now I am slightly worried. Right, so what I'm going to do very, very quickly, let's disconnect that. I'll come back for that in a second. What I'll do, I'll give the horses some straw bedding while I'm down here, but this is going to be a bit of a test, I think. Because now I'm concerned. I go under the auger pipe here. Yeah, 53,000 litres. So why is the hayloft not showing That's going to be tricky to keep track of what I've got then, isn't it? Oh well. Well, let's put some in this. Don't know how much I'm going to need, but... Right, I'm going to go and give this to the horses. And then I shall continue. I think what I need to do then, I'm going to have to get lease a butterfly mower, because we've got the front mower, it's going to take too long. We'll get a butterfly mower, we're going to need a tedder, and we're going to need a windrower. We've got the cargo, so we can collect it all up and put it into storage, but I'm going to need to make the stuff, don't I? Oh, the light is really going. God, it's only 4:30. Oh well. Must exercise the horses. Right, I've abandoned all hope. No, I haven't. I've abandoned the cargos simply because I've had another idea, a better way of doing this. I'm going to do the hay stuff first, and when I lease a windrower, I'll windrow all the straw swaths to get them into bigger, thicker straw swaths. That way, collecting, I'm not up and down the field like a maniac. It makes more sense, but I do need a butterfly mower. So because we've got the front one already, we're going to go for the disco. Of course we are. Let's lease that. I'm all about using equipment I haven't used before. Much as I know there are people out there saying, oh, everyone's just using class equipment at the moment. Well, yeah, because it's the new stuff, and in all honesty, I've used all the other stuff before. I want to use something different. It's just the way it is, and luckily I left the other one up here. I assure you that was entirely intentional. Honest. So, down to my field. We'll mow all of that, and then trying to think. Yeah, right. Shortcut. Don't do this at home, kids. I really am going to have to buy this land and maybe put a track in. I probably have said that before. Put a track around the edge of the field or something, because there is a track that leads out into the field here. So maybe put a little track around the outside, so I'm not causing damage. Right, down to the farm. I'm going to go. At some point, I'm going through the farmyard. I might as well go across my field. It's not ready yet. I did lime it because it did need some lime, only on certain patches. The bit I freshly ploughed needed doing. So this needs seeding as well. I'm going to start right over here, I think. Let's open up the rear mowers. If I come right back over here. Just get as much as I possibly can. That'll do. About there. Let's drop that down, turn it on. Ah, hang on. This is the... just realised, hang on. Got any trouble with the Syntrack? Tilt. There we go. Let's try that now. That's better. And then front mower. And away we go. Right. Let's say, because I'm going to windrow this, so it doesn't matter. I don't have to have it on swath dropping or anything like that. I could. I don't need to. I think that's the point I was making. Can I get around the back of here? Probably. Yep. .10 metre cut. Does make life a lot easier and a lot quicker. Now I do have some contracts for loose straw. I do have some contracts for loose hay. I need hay for the horses. I think what I will do at some point, I'll do another load of hay, and that will be baled, because I do have some contracts for baled hay. Now I know some of my contracts do stipulate they have to be round or square bales. I think it might just be a case of what you get is what you get. I will try my hardest to do a mixture, so I can actually, you know, the contracts that are specifying particular types of bales. But I do have some contracts where I've got people asking for straw bales, silage bales and hay bales. Then they're asking for some of them square, some of them round, which I suppose would happen in the real world. I totally understand that, but it's it gets a bit of a minefield when you're trying to actually do the work. No! I'm having a nightmare today for damaging class equipment. That's not good. It's not going to go down well, is it? When I return it. Dinged and damaged. I suppose it does happen, doesn't it, in the real world? If you are leasing equipment, there's always that risk something will get damaged. I suppose you have to pay an indemnity insurance, do you? Or the company that leases it will have insurance on the vehicles anyway, but I suppose that's part of what you pay when you lease, isn't it? No different to hiring a car or something like that, I would imagine. Spin around. This is not going to take too long at all. Don't know how much I'm going to go off of here. And then we'll TED, and then we'll Windrow. All hopefully before it gets dark. And then we'll collect. Oh, I did. When I did the prepping the field and I did the ploughing, and I said that I would probably come across a stump. I absolutely did. One stump out of everything. The plough hit it with quite a clang. Not good. So I'll go over this bit as well. Utilise everything. Right, I'm going to see you in a little while when I've got the windrower, not the windrower, the tedder. We'll get back down, we'll ted this. I think I'm going to lease the big old, you know, the Swadro. Haven't used that yet either. Forage. That's what we're all about today. Okay. TED Talks. We've got the Pottinger HIT 1214, I think it is. 13 metre. We're getting the tedding done. I didn't drop off the mower. I meant to do that in the yard, but I didn't come back through the yard, so I haven't dropped it off. But I have dropped off the butterfly mower. That's now gone. So we are on the tedding phase. And then we'll be on to the windrowing. Like I say, I think I'm going to use the big old windrower, although that might be a little bit trickier on the narrow bit right at the top, but it'll be well worth it everywhere else, and it'll be perfect for doing... Actually, I need to go back round and do that bit because I've just missed something. Let's go back round. I can't afford to miss any, because then when you come to collect, if you've got bits of grass mixed in with your hay, it doesn't always like it. Your balers can go a little bit funny if you're baling, and yeah, just it doesn't help. So yeah, I just think it'll be worth having the much wider one for doing the straw swaths on the straw fields. So for the tiny little bit on here that it's not going to like very much, it's going to be well worth it for everywhere else on the farm. So that's what we're going to do. Now it seems like a lot of expense to lease equipment like this, but it's actually cheaper than buying the equipment, and because a lot of this I'm doing for contracts, it's that kind of outlay. You look at your costs and then you'll recover it when you get paid for the contract, but just for the time being it seems like we're spending out more money again, which we are, but we will make that money back, and that's the beauty of it. And it's no different to any other business, is it? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you do. Spend money to make money. And if it means you've got to lease equipment because you don't own it, then so be it. Not everyone has everything, and I think that's what sort of... Unless you're a very big farm, the nature of farming is that certain times of the year you need to lease equipment, because you can't have hundreds of thousands of pounds invested in machinery that's not going to be used very often. Some farms will. Some farms, if they've got the money, and they'll have multiple harvesters and stuff, and they'll all be sat and they'll only be used for the harvest season. I totally understand that. And some smaller farmers will just have a smaller harvester, I would imagine, as well. But this is how we're going with it. Now, there's a bit of straw there, and I have no idea. I think that's straw, unless it's oats. So I spilled some oats when we were doing some... Again, missed a bit, and it's come right to the edge. So anyway, this, again, will continue. We are on the tedding section. And then we'll get on to windrowing. I'll give some to the horses, and then the rest will go into storage. And then we'll work out how much we've got, what contracts I've got for hay, and then go from there. So what you can do, especially if you go for a silo, a multi-fruit silo extension, or you go for one of Jim's silos, which will take all the forage stuff, you can windrow and collect everything loose and store it. And then if you want to do bales, whether it be hay or straw or whatever it is you're going to do, you can then put it into a trailer, put it onto the oh no, what's it called? Not the normal trailer tip, but the grain door is the one. Yeah, put it on grain door, drive across your fields, and then put it back out on the field, and then you can bale it. So you can technically store it loose until you need it to bale, and then come back and bale it. Bring it out onto the field, put it on the field, bale it. That way you can store it a lot easier, especially when you've got limited space available on your farm for nudge nudge wink wink. You've got limited availability and storage for, let's say, 200 bales. It's easier to store it loose somewhere in a silo and then just put it out when you need to actually make the bales. You can do it that way around. But it is a nice aesthetic to have your bales stacked up on your farm, you know, all your hard work on show for people to see when they come to your farm. Anyway, enough TED Talks. I need to get this finished, and then we'll go and get the windrower. And the final step is the Klingon bird of prey windrower. This is the Krona Swadro, 19 metres. It's going to make light work of it and put big old swaths in the middle of the field, which is absolutely brilliant. Like I say, this is going to go up, and I'm going to take this to the straw fields as well, because that will just make life so much easier if I can do all those little swaths off the small head of the Dominator into much larger ones. I haven't got to go up and down the field as many times. Admittedly, I've got to go up and down with this. It's that kind of swings and roundabouts thing. You do one job to alleviate another one, but in doing the second job, you're kind of then double handling what you're doing. But I'd still rather do it this way, I think. This thing is a beast. I'm sure it was FS15 we had the big old Swadro, didn't we? And we didn't get one on 17. And now it's back. The beastie. I've got to be careful, I don't want to do any more damage. It does have the protectors, the guards, for that very reason. They know they have workers on their farms like me who are idiots. Whoa, that doesn't like that. Bit of a slide there. So some of these bits I'm going to have to come back and probably do secondary passes, maybe. Let's back up a little bit. Yep, just going to hit the post. That's alright. I say it's what the guards are for, aren't they? I'm going to go across here first, I think. And then if I just turn it off a second. It's just easier than trying to do that tight turn. So I'm going to have little bits, I think, caught up here in amongst the fence posts, which I'm going to have to work out to get to. That's just the tedder tends to flick them all over the place. Oh, we should be alright. We get close enough. Yeah, that. Whoa! What is that doing? That was peculiar. Getting a lot of that. Doesn't like hillsides. I'm not quite sure what's causing that. Oh well. It is working anyway. Hopefully a little bit of straw or oats or whatever it was will just get caught up in amongst what I collect. That's probably not a bad size. When I did the strip down the edge by the side of the river, it was overhanging ever so slightly, but again, nothing really to worry about. Swing that around a little bit there. Fantastic. And what I'll do is try and bring that all into one swath, I think. Turn it back on. That's better. Great. Mind the IBC. Whoa, close. Right. Let's crack on. And then, like I say, what I'm going to do, I'll whiz up and I'll take this up, and some of those are not straight at all. I think what I have to do is off screen, where it did that little bit of sliding, I'm going to go along and try and get a straighter swath, because otherwise the loading wagon's going to struggle collecting those up. Up at the top there as well, it's all over the place. We'll do a bit of tidying. Quite made light work of this field, didn't it? Enough. Right. Tidy time. Line myself up with that. That's better. And there. Okay. Then straight through. I think we'll go straight through, yeah. It's going to give me a big lump in the middle here, but it's easier doing it this way. Yeah, look at that. That's a massive mound. We have to... Hopefully the loading wagon will be right collecting that. Straighten ourselves up. That's better. Fantastic. Right. I'll probably see you in a minute up at one of the straw fields, and we'll do a bit of tidying up there, I think. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Nice. There we go. I knew this would make life a lot easier. I'll do one in this field and then the other. So once this is clear, I've also got the fence at the other end of the field, and I brought the plough up, so I'm going to plough this strip here out, so we've got one single field. That was always the plan. Then it's going to need fertilising, and it's going to need... I don't think it needs ploughing. I don't think either of them need ploughing at the moment, which is fine, so that will need reseeding. But like I say, all this work needs to be done in between. I did initially think I would do it off screen and not film it, and I thought, well, this is part and parcel of what I'm doing. I can get the swath away from that, and I can plough that bit out in the middle. I might have to remove that tree at some point, because that's kind of in the way there. But I love this Swadro, it's brilliant. I'll start in a little bit from here. Then I'll do the other bit in a minute. I mean, this is taken in 4, but it will be 4 of the swaths of the Dominator. Fantastic. I will do. Let's just turn it off a second. I'll cut again. There's a bit of little tidying up bits you find yourself doing, but again, that's kind of part of it. What time is it? 5:45. Okay, and then we'll get back on the cargos, and then clear it. It'll be far quicker doing it this way. I'll do the hay first, I'll get the hay to the horses, and I need to exercise them. Even if I end up coming back and clearing up all the straw swaths and the rest of the hay swaths in the dark, that's not a problem. There's just obviously a couple of jobs I needed to get done before it got dark and before midnight. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love the fact that companies make things like this. Cronut are brilliant. Well, most of this. It's what I said before, I love the engineering that goes into machinery generally, but making these things work. No, I do need to go over and do fields 1 and 2 as well, which again, that'll be done off camera, but I just wanted to show you how much easier that's made that for me. Fantastic. Right, crack on. I'll see you in a bit. Hopefully it's not going to be too dark. What I'll probably do is, like I say, I'll drop that down. I'll go and collect some of the hay up now and we'll sort the horses out, and then I'll do the rest of the collecting of the swaths later, and it'll mean I think I'm probably going to have to yeah, do all the field work tomorrow, I think. Probably for the best. Otherwise I'm going to try and rush it all too much. There are jobs I can be doing while fields are growing. I decided to reverse this in, and I brought one of the loads of straw back down with me. It's kind of, why wouldn't you? I mean, come down here empty would have been ridiculous. So yeah, so that's going into there. We'll now go and sort the hay out. And then hopefully, short of exercising the horses, I think it's what I intended to get done. Oh. So this should work out a lot quicker and easier. Let's turn that on, drop the pick up. Let's do this bit up around the little lime silo. I don't want to catch the spout, but actually it's not too bad. What are we stuck on? Stuck on something. There we go. Got it. Right, okay. That's that bit. Now we can just crack on getting the rest of it cleared. Let's say, now we've got these big old strips. This should fill up fairly quickly. That massive mound there, we'll get to that in a minute as well. But look how quickly that's filling up now. So much better than doing small strips. Awesome. Right. And then before the light goes completely, it's only 5 to 6. Early bedtime. Well, it won't be actually because I've got a load to do in the dark. Be night lights on and away we go. Let's get this strip up here. I'll try and go around as well, mop up any little odds and ends that are laying about, because if I want to do grass work again, like I said, you don't want to leave grass mixed in with hay, because you know, using, especially if you use the milling machine, if you're going to pick things up, if that just gets a tiny little bit of something else mixed in with it, it just stops working. It doesn't like it at all, so it just makes it a lot easier if you gather up everything you possibly can. I probably could have got a little bit more up there, but some up here by this tree as well. I'd imagine the boss is going to start deducting damages out of my pay. Do I get pay? I assume I get pay. Spending on frivolous things like drones, and that's a good point. We need a drone. We need a drone on console, don't we? I'll make footage. Whoa, don't get started there. Absolutely amazing. Right. Oh, okay. It's been full in no time. Take it back into the yard, back it up, unload the hay. Probably could have done a better job tidying up here. Okay. And then I'll need to get another fertilising stake down on this ground, so that the next time the grass grows, we get maximum yield again. I think I might have missed some with the windrower. Yep. Right, okay, I keep saying right, I really do need to get on with this and just keep seeing little bits here and there that I need to tidy up. There we go. It's not got a bad pickup on this actually. And we are full. Yeah, the lights in the barn aren't particularly great. There's one light switch, it turns the lights on in one side. It does put the lights on, but very high up in this barn because you've got the crane. They're just not low enough down to give you as much light as you really could do with. I didn't do that particularly well. Oh, that's alright. Straighten out. get an angle there. We should get to the unload bit perfectly. There we go. Let's unload the hay. Fantastic. Right. I'm going to clear the rest of this, and then we're on to exercising the horses, and that will be us done, I think. Well, it's not done completely, but for this episode anyway. Well, the field is cleared. It's all in storage. I've got a ton of work to do overnight. We'll probably sort out getting that new piece of machinery in the morning now, I'm thinking, is the best bet. But what we are going to do is we're going to exercise the animals. The horses. And they're the right colours again now. That's good. Yeah, so let's go with Guinevere. I'll leave that open. Hopefully Constable won't make a run for it. 5 minutes of exercise is all it takes. I know we don't have horse helpers on the farm, it's just me. So we'll have a bit of a ride around through the countryside, check out what needs to be done. It's a nice way of doing it actually. Just kind of organise my thoughts in my head. So this field is limed, fertilised, needs seeding. Those trees over there are going to need cutting down for lumber, and then we can extend the field a little bit further. We do own the property. When we started off here, Papa Farms owns... Actually, we can have a look while we're on the horse, might as well. I keep saying this, the horses need headlights. Or I need a head torch or something like that. Yeah, this bit of forest here that kind of goes off, there's a road that crosses over. We own up to that, but we also own that plot over there. So what we're going to do, I know we're kind of in the dark now, but in amongst the trees there is a little road just a bit further on. Where are we? Just here. And I think we own the bit of woodland just the other side of this bridge as well. So we have got a little bit for lumber we can be doing. So I think what we might do then is come over, we'll do a load of logging and cut a load of this down. Like I say, I do have an ongoing contract for Dozer John, who's asked for kind of a continuing supply, so whenever I do any I can. And as I said before, I've got that contract for making a road, which we'll also do, but that's not here obviously, but this is, yeah, this is our property too. That's what we'll do, we'll head up the hill. And survey the landscape. We do need to look at we're down to 197,000. We do need to get another field. So I'm thinking like one close to the farm, maybe one of these, but I think these are all like 200,000 plus. They're a little bit out of our price range at the moment. So again, with what we got now, we could probably buy that other one, field 37. If we just on my tablet, let's get up our little sat map. So yeah, so we've got 39 and 38. We could buy 37, couldn't we? That would complete the trio. I'm pretty sure these ones down here, what's the 33 that we're on now? 123 grand. That's going to eat a massive chunk of what we've got. But we could do 37 for 64 grand and give ourselves a fair size field there. What else? I suppose we could buy that plot. Oh, it's 193 on its own. Okie dokie then. What about here? 31? 152 because it takes in the woodland. 82, we could get field 25. Which is over here, isn't it? That one then, so that one takes in the woodland for 152. That's this strip here, just round the corner, and that little bit of woodland over there. Field 25 is this one here. It's not huge, but again, it's just about expanding the farm a bit at a time, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to carry on, get all the horses exercised, ready for tomorrow. They should go up in value again, and then we'll make sure we keep them topped up with feeds, keep them nice and clean, and we'll exercise them daily. But we have come to the end of this episode, foraging and using the Klingon Windrower. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.